I was so blessed to find havening. I was in a very difficult place. I suffered multiple traumas in a short period of time, and I was having great difficulty managing them. There was a whole world out there, and I wanted to be a part of it, and I just couldn't seem to cope on a regular, like everyone else does, and I was really suffering. And I knew someone that had worked with veterans and PTSD, and I called them and I just said, I can't deal with the traumas I've had. I've had multiple traumas and it's affecting my lifestyle and I need to do something about it. It's problematic. And I was lucky and blessed enough to find Michele Paradise. And when I came to her, I was a little nervous because you're sharing something that's very deep and personal, and she made it so easy. I mean, I just felt so comfortable around her, and I really didn't know if she could help me. I mean, I was really suffering, and when I did sit down with her and we started the havening process, my whole system changed. My whole life started changing. I started feeling more like myself again. Just to go back a little bit with the type of trauma I was, going through. I mean, it was severe PTSD, anxiety, to the point where I would be triggered by the sound of a car backfiring, thinking it was a gunshot. And then my nervous system would go into an automatic response that I had no control over. You know, some people just say, oh, suck it up, don't think about it. It's not that easy. When your system has started to move forward, you don't really have any control over it. And there was panic attacks, there were nosebleeds, there was, vomiting, and sometimes all at the same time. And it was, once you got through that, then you had to deal with having what I would call an emotional hangover that would last 2 to 3 days of just being completely drained. So how do you go on life like that? How do you go on doing all the things that you really want to do? So when I found Michele, I thought, wow, I've tried everything. I tried, talking to therapists, and then you just feel like the problems get surfaced to the top, and you're talking and you get more nervous. And I don't really feel that it takes that trauma out of your body because mind and body are connected. And my spirit was really suffering. So when I did get to finally meet Michele Paradise, I felt that a miracle happened. After 3 sessions, I felt the weight lift from me. My nervous system didn't react the same way. I had more energy, and I felt more like myself. And then there was this process of once we in such a short period of time, I couldn't believe that we were able to dispose of all that had happened to me. And because there were multiple traumas, we treated one trauma at a time. And I felt that was very efficient. And then I decided that there were some residual things happening to me. Like, I think most people that have experienced trauma, they've experienced loss of time. So in my case, because I had experienced loss of time, there was this grieving process that I had. And I thought, oh, now I'm grieving. Why am I grieving? And we worked through that. And it was understandable. And it made sense that after all of that, someone would be going through that. So I know everyone is different, but I didn't think that I could have the type of help like this. This is a revolutionary technique. I cannot believe the people that are walking around this world suffering and they don't have to. They can just come in here and be havened, and you you have to go back to the painful experience for a short period of time, but then it becomes to the point where it's a memory and you no longer feel emotionally attached to it. It's almost like you can talk about it in a third person. You know, you experienced something and you have the right to share that story, but now you can talk about it in a different way without it affecting your nervous system or your body, or feel it in your body. And I think that is the true gift in all of this. Havening is definitely something that I recommend to everyone. I wish I could wave a magic wand and have a ton of money and have people, you know, just to help people, and pay for them to come do this. And it's so worth it. Now I get to be the creative I was born to be, and I get to be social again, and not affected by the little daily triggers that used to affect me in PTSD land. So I highly recommend it, and it was it's just something that I just wish everyone could do, because no one has to suffer, and you don't have to suffer. You can go through something so horrific and come on top with this type of therapy. And I hope that everyone can give it a try, at least one try, to see how beautiful the experience can be, and how you can take yourself back